You ever reach that point in life where you just stop feeling anything? Not anger, not sadness, just emptiness. Like you're watching your own life fall apart from the outside and you can't even lift a finger to stop it. Your phone rings, you don't care. Messages pile up, you don't reply. People talk about your potential, but you don't even recognize that person anymore. Because deep down, you know what it feels like to give everything and still lose. You've been there, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., thinking, how the hell did my life end up like this? You tried being strong. You tried being positive. You tried acting like it didn't hurt, but it did. It broke something inside you. And now, even the things that once made you happy feel like they belong to someone else. You see people laughing. You scroll through their perfect lives. And you start thinking, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the one who's not built for this world. You smile in front of people, but your soul feels heavy, like it's dragging chains made of every failure, every regret, every almost. And the worst part, no one even notices. They just see the mask, the I'm fine, the I'm okay, the don't worry about me. But inside you're screaming. And you don't scream for help anymore because you already learned no one's coming to save you. You stop hoping. You stop expecting. You stop believing. That's what breaking feels like. It's not a loud crash. It's silent. It's slow. It's invisible. It's when you're surrounded by people and still feel like you're drowning. It's when you look in the mirror and see someone you used to be, someone who's gone now. Life doesn't always break you in one big moment. Sometimes it kills you, slowly, one disappointment at a time. But here's what you need to understand. The version of you that's breaking right now is not the final version. This, right here, this is where the real story begins. Because when life breaks you, you have two options. Stay shattered, or rebuild into something even life can't destroy. You see, nobody really teaches you what to do when life starts breaking you. They teach you how to build, how to dream, how to chase. But no one teaches you how to survive when everything you built starts to collapse. They don't tell you how it feels when you give everything you had, and life still whispers not enough. They don't tell you how it feels when the people you trusted the most are the first ones to disappear when you need them. They don't tell you how the world keeps moving while you're stuck in that same dark place, frozen, confused, broken. The fall. The truth is, pain doesn't knock on your door politely. It breaks in, uninvited, unannounced. One day you wake up and realize the person you used to be is gone. You used to laugh easily. You used to care deeply. You used to wake up with fire in your chest. But now that fire feels like ashes. You see, life breaks you in ways you never expect. It doesn't always hit your body. Sometimes it hits your belief. It hits your heart. It hits your trust. It hits your hope. And when it does, you start questioning everything. Why me? Why now? What did I do wrong? And then comes the silence. That deep, cold silence after every breakdown, when your mind is loud but your heart has stopped responding. It's the silence where most people give up. It's where they settle. It's where they start believing that maybe this is all they're meant for. What breaking really looks like. Let me tell you what breaking actually feels like, because motivational videos don't talk about this part. Breaking is waking up and realizing you don't recognize yourself anymore. The things that used to excite you now feel pointless. The goals you had now feel like jokes. The person you wanted to become now feels impossible. Breaking is scrolling through your phone at 2 a.m., watching everyone else live the life you thought you'd have by now, watching them smile, succeed, celebrate, while you're stuck wondering where you went wrong. Breaking is pretending you're okay because you've learned that people don't actually want to hear the truth. They want the easy answer, the surface level "I'm good." So you give it to them while dying inside. Breaking is feeling too much and nothing at the same time. It's caring so deeply it hurts, but also being so numb you can't feel joy anymore. It's wanting to scream but having no voice. It's wanting to run but having no energy. That's the fall. And if you're in it right now, you need to hear this. Everyone talks about fighting the world, but the hardest fight you'll ever face is the one that happens inside your own head. That voice that tells you you're not enough. You're done. Nothing will change. That's the voice you've got to silence. And you don't silence it by pretending it's not there. You silence it by facing it. You look that pain dead in the eye and you tell it, "I'm still here." That's what strength really means. It's not the absence of weakness. It's surviving despite it. See, most people think being broken means being weak. They think if life knocked you down, you failed somehow. They think if you're struggling, you're doing it wrong. But that's backwards. Being broken doesn't mean you're weak. It means you tried. It means you cared enough to risk something. It means you gave enough of yourself that losing hurt. The people who never break are the people who never try. The people who never feel pain are the people who never feel anything. The people who never fall are the people who never climbed. So if you're broken right now, that's not proof you failed. That's proof you lived. But here's what makes it worse. Nobody sees it. They see you show up. They see you smile. They see you function. So they assume you're fine. They don't see the weight you carry every morning just to get out of bed. They don't see the battle you fight just to focus on simple tasks. They don't see the nights you spend staring at walls, replaying every mistake, every loss, every moment you fell short. They don't see the person you were before life broke you, the version of you that believed, that tried, that cared without fear. So you carry it alone, not because you want to, but because explaining it feels impossible. How do you tell someone what emptiness feels like? How do you describe the feeling of watching your own life from the outside? You can't, so you don't. You just keep moving, keep pretending, keep surviving. And that's the part that breaks you even more. Not the pain itself, but the loneliness of carrying it where no one can see. But you are not most people, because deep inside that silence, there's a voice, small, broken, but alive. That's the voice that says not yet. One day you'll realize it was never about what life did to you. It was always about what you decided to do after. You'll stop blaming. You'll stop waiting. You'll stop wishing someone would understand. And you'll start rebuilding quietly. No noise, no applause. Just a quiet, cold determination that says, "I'm not done yet." You'll start cutting off what hurts. You'll start protecting your energy. You'll start walking alone. Not because you like it, but because peace costs isolation. And you'll notice something strange. When you start focusing on healing instead of proving, the pain begins to lose its control over you. You stop chasing what left. You stop begging for what broke you. You stop needing validation from people who don't even care about your scars. And that's when power returns. Not loud, not dramatic, but quiet, unshakable. How rebuilding actually works. Let me tell you the truth about rebuilding, because it's not what you think. Rebuilding doesn't start with motivation. It doesn't start with some magical moment where everything clicks and you suddenly feel better. Rebuilding starts with one decision. Just one. The decision to not let today destroy you the same way yesterday did. That's it. That's the beginning. Not I'm gonna change my whole life. Not I'm going to become a new person overnight. Just today I won't let this break me again. Then you do it again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. You don't rebuild in one dramatic moment. You rebuild in 1,000 small ones. In the mornings you force yourself up when everything in you wants to stay down. In the moments you choose silence over reaction. In the nights you go to bed, knowing you survived another day. That's rebuilding. Not pretty, not inspiring. Just survival turning into strength one day at a time. What changes in you? And as you do this, something starts to shift inside you. You start to move differently. You start to speak less. You start to see through people. The things that used to hurt you no longer move you. The people who used to control you no longer scare you. Because now you understand. The most dangerous version of you is the one who has nothing left to lose, but everything left to become. You stop asking why me and start saying, try me. You realize life never broke you. It just exposed your limits so you could outgrow them. You learn that suffering was never meant to punish you. It was meant to shape you. Every sleepless night becomes your training ground. Every betrayal becomes your lesson. Every failure becomes your teacher, because what once broke you now builds you. That's when transformation begins. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and you start seeing yourself as a survivor. The pain that used to drown you now becomes your weapon. The fear that used to stop you now becomes your fuel. The doubt that used to control you now becomes your proof that you're still fighting. You start understanding that broken doesn't mean worthless. It means you've lived. It means you've felt. It means you've grown. You were never meant to stay soft forever. You were meant to be tempered by fire. And fire never destroys gold. It refines it. You start realizing that every scar on you is proof you survived something that could have killed you. Every wound is evidence that you're still here. Every break is a place where you grew back stronger. That's rebirth. Not gentle, not easy, but real. The invisible armor. And here's what nobody tells you about coming back from being broken. You don't come back the same. You come back different. Harder, quieter, more focused. You stop wasting energy on things that don't matter. You stop giving time to people who don't deserve it. You stop explaining yourself to those who refuse to understand. You build an invisible armor, not made of anger or bitterness, made of boundaries, standards, self-respect. You become selective with your energy because you know what it cost you to rebuild it. You become protective of your peace because you remember what it felt like to lose it. You become careful with your trust because you learned then that not everyone deserves access to you. That's not being cold. That's being wise. That's understanding that your energy is sacred, your time is limited, and your life is too valuable to waste on what breaks you. So now you've seen what life can do to you. You've felt the weight, you've tasted the loss, you've watched everything you loved slip through your hands, and still you're breathing. That breath, that single breath is proof that the story isn't finished. You think the universe broke you? No, it revealed you. It stripped away the comfort, the illusions, the masks, and left you face to face with what you really are. You want to know who you are? You are the one who survived. You are the one who crawled through the nights that no one else saw. You are the one who bled, who fell, who screamed, and then stood up again. That's who you are. Stop waiting. Stop waiting for someone to understand your pain. Stop waiting for someone to fix what's broken. Stop waiting for permission to start over. There's no rescue coming. There's only you and the choice to rise. Every wound on you is a weapon now. Every scar is a map back to power. The world tried to bury you, but it forgot one thing. You're a seed, and seeds don't die in darkness. They grow there. So let the storm rage. Let the world doubt. Let every whisper call you crazy for believing again. Because when the dust settles, when the noise fades, they'll realize what you've become. They'll see a version of you that doesn't flinch anymore. They'll see the same eyes that once cried now burning with something impossible to break. The pain that once owned you will start to fear you. The fear that once controlled you will start to bow to you. That's how rebirth looks. Not clean, not gentle, but real. This is your moment. Not when you're winning, not when you're smiling, but when you're bleeding and you still move forward. Because this world doesn't belong to the talented. It belongs to the relentless. To the ones who keep showing up. To the ones who decide that no matter how hard it gets, they won't stop. So when life breaks you again, because it will, remember what you learned here. Remember what you became in the dark. Remember that you are built from chaos, forged in silence, tempered by fire. Every time you get up, you rewrite your story. Every time you refuse to stay down, you remind the world that you are not done yet. So stand, one more time, even if your legs shake, even if your heart trembles. Stand. Look at the mirror and say it quietly. I will not end here. I am not finished. I am not broken. Because you're not. You never were. You were just transforming. And transformation hurts. It burns. It tears apart the old to build the new. But when it's done, when you finally step out of the ashes, you'll understand. That wasn't destruction. That was creation. You are not what happened to you. You are what you decide to become after. So become the one who refuses to stay silent. Become the one who keeps moving, no matter how heavy it gets. Become the one who turns every loss into a lesson, every scar into strength, every fall into a rise. Because when life breaks you, that's when the real you is born. Not the version they clapped for. Not the version that smiled for pictures. The raw, unfiltered, unshakable you. And once you find that version, there's nothing left to fear. So go ahead, face the next day, face the next storm, face the next heartbreak, and whisper to life itself, you can break my body, you can test my faith, but you'll never touch my will. Because that will, that burning inside your chest, is the one thing no darkness can kill. It's the fire that carried you through the nights of silence, through pain that had no words, through loneliness that felt endless. It's the fire that made you read this far. Keep going. And if you've come this far, you're already winning. Now keep going, not for them, not for the world, for you, for the one who never stopped believing, for the one who took every hit and still didn't quit, for the one who deserves peace after all this pain. This is your time, not next year, not someday, now. So rise, not gently, but violently. Rise with every scar, every failure, every memory. Rise until the world remembers your name. Because you, my friend, were never broken. You were just becoming. And what you're becoming is something this world has never seen before. Someone who knows what rock bottom feels like and chose to build their empire there. Someone who felt the weight of giving up and chose to carry it anyway. Someone who was told they wouldn't make it and decided to prove them right about one thing. They had no idea what you were capable of. So when they ask you how you did it, how you came back from being broken, don't explain. Just smile. Because they'll never understand that the version of you they're looking at now was built in the dark, in the silence, in the moments no one saw. They'll never understand that every step you take now is heavier because you're carrying the weight of every version of you that didn't make it this far. They'll never understand that you're not just walking forward. You're walking for everyone who gave up, for every dream that died, for every moment you almost joined them. You're walking proof that being broken isn't the end. It's the beginning of something they'll never see coming. So walk. Not because the path is clear, not because you know where it leads, but because you refuse to stay where you fell. And one day when someone else is broken, when someone else is staring at that same ceiling at 3 a.m., when someone else is wondering if they should give up, they'll find this message. And they'll realize what you realized. That being broken isn't a death sentence. It's an invitation to become immortal. So if this hit you somewhere deep, don't just scroll away. Because you already know this is not just another video. This is your reminder that you still have fire left inside you. So subscribe, not for me, but for you. For the part of you that refuses to die. Because this is where broken souls come to rebuild. Welcome to Dopamine Reboot.